do you get your spandex? That is not spandex!
We're back with another video on the much-adored Power Rangers. However, today, we're not exploring their powers, the villains, or the storyline. Instead, in this video, we will provide an explanation for a query that has perplexed many people for a long time. Why do the Power Rangers wear spandex? Perhaps because it's fashionable, or perhaps they desire comfy combat gear. This question has tormented most of us as we watched the American franchise grow. But the spandex remains. Whatever the reason may be, watch this video to learn about the answer. Well, there are actually a couple of reasons behind this choice of clothing material, and they largely fall under two categories. The Power Rangers are told an in-universe reason in the show, and there are also real-life reasons for utilizing the material. So get your popcorn ready as we explain both. In-universe Power Rangers lore. Let's start off with the in-universe reason. If you remember, Dr. K, the RPM, once explained to the Power Rangers what exactly their suits are made of, and no, it is not spandex. Their suits are actually highly advanced armor that simply looks like spandex. The armor can be called a type of techno-organic armor, since the material it is made out of is a self-assembling nanofiber formed with an intercellular-shaped memory alloy. This material allows for a couple of different things which are extremely important for the Power Rangers, since they fight evil villains all the time. The material, since it is an advanced alloy, is said to be able to create a force field around the Rangers, protecting them from physical attacks. This is why you will notice that when the Rangers are struck by any weapon, the material never tears. If it were spandex, then it definitely would. However, instead of tearing, sparks are generated, showing that it is in fact an advanced alloy. Not only this, but the material also allows for increased strength, agility, and resilience for the Rangers once they morph. The spandex-like feel and appearance of the suits further give the Rangers better mobility. Considering they can counter a lot of villains and are almost always drawn into hand-to-hand combat, the material is stretchy and thus is able to give them a lot of room for movement. It is also super tough to fight in loose clothing, as it can get caught on things or even be used by the enemy to turn the fight in their favor. Thus, it only makes sense that their suits are tight-fitting, almost like a second skin. So while the material is not spandex as far as Power Rangers lore is concerned, in many ways it does behave like spandex. IRL reason. The real-life reason is where things get practical. One of the main reasons that they chose spandex to create the Power Rangers costumes is because the material is a cheap and strong clothing material, considering the fact that the costumes had to last all throughout filming and the budget wasn't that great. Spandex was seen as a material fit for the job. In the movies, we often see upgraded versions of the costumes which have PVC and metal plating. However, this sort of flexibility was not available for the regular TV series. Further, the durability was a huge plus point, as the spandex allowed breathability and movement for the cast members, being an extremely stretchy material. It was perfect at the time. It is also just an extremely comfortable clothing material. I mean, just think about how so many women across the world prefer spandex leggings for yoga and other physical activities. The comfortable clothing was perfect for all the fight scenes in the TV series. Thanks to its stretchy nature, spandex and the costumes made of spandex allowed for elaborate moves and fight choreography, something that would have been incredibly tough to do with other clothing materials. It is also allowed for the super bright colors that the Power Rangers are known for. There is also an important psychological reason for spandex being their material of choice. Look back at all the superhero shows and movies of the time and you will realize that all the superheroes, be it Superman, Batman, or even Spider-Man, of them wear spandex suits. In fact, superheroes in one-piece spandex suits were synonymous with each other. Thus, it made easy recognizability and made it simple for their majorly young audience to draw the connection that the Power Rangers were also superheroes. Since they were not very familiar to Marvel or DC heroes at the time and continue to be different, the likeness in costume was a major bridge and connection between the two. In fact, the production team actually borrowed the concept from the Spider-Man-based Super Diamond Tokusatsu, which debuted in 1978. They saw that the Super Diamond spandex made better fighting feats possible because Super Sentai is heavily dependent on acrobatics. Kagaku Sentai Dynaman was the first Super Sentai season to introduce the spandex suit concept, which was based on the Spider-Man Tokusatsu. They still do it today out of tradition. Super Sentai is a very significant franchise in Japan, and since a new episode is produced every year, it must maintain its identity. Super Sentai essentially became a Japanese institution, and Saban acquired the rights to produce their own version of the show in the USA. The initial Power Rangers used the original fighting clips from the Japanese show Kyoryu Sentai Zyuranger, the 16th Super Sentai season. They only hired the actors to perform the non-costume parts, since everything in the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers MMPR original fighting scenes are dubbed. The Zyurangers costumes had to be used. The use of spandex also made the heroes far more kid-friendly. Thus, if you were wondering why spandex was their choice of material, these are the reasons. Well, what do you think about their choice of material? Do you think something else could have done the job, or was using spandex a sensible choice? Tell us in the comments section down below.